and dance. The carnival is, however, scheduled for 19th through 20th September 2019 at Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. God has given every being a precious talent. Still from the local scene, suspend deposit charges, consult stakeholders, reps tell CBN. The House of Representatives has asked the Central Bank of Nigeria to suspend the charges imposed on cash deposits in the implementation of its cashless policy. The suspension, according to the Federal Parliament, should remain until consultation with all relevant stakeholders are made. The call for the suspension was contained in a motion unanimously adopted during Thursday's plenary, which was moved by the chairman of the House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Mr. Benjamin Kalu. The motion was entitled "Need to Suspend the Implementation of the Cashless Policy on Deposits by the Central Bank of Nigeria." Adopting the motion, the lawmakers resolved to urge the CBN to suspend the implementation of the cashless policy on deposits, which has taken effect from Wednesday, 18 September 2019, until appropriate and extensive consultation. They also resolved to mandate the House Committee on Banking and Currency to interface with the CBN to ascertain the relevance of the CBN's move. Earlier, Kalu said the House is aggrieved that while the impact of the cashless policy on withdrawals is still staring us all in our faces, as well as others numerous burdensome changes by Nigeria Money Deposit Bank heavily impacting on businesses, the CBN deemed it necessary to impose the implementation of cashless policy on deposits without due consultation with all shades of stakeholders who will be impacted by the policy. Still from the local scene, xenophobic attack, Nigerians boycott trips to South Africa. There are strong indications that many Nigerians have been shunning trips to South Africa in the last 2 weeks. It was gathered on Thursday that since the latest xenophobic attacks on Nigeria by South Africans, many have been boycotting trips to the former apartheid enclave. Also on Thursday, the House of Representatives described the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Geoffrey Onyema's denial of its invitation as an insult. The House states that just as the federal government disclosed that Nigeria and South Africa will set up a bilateral commission aimed at ending xenophobia. In spite of the peace initiative, a number of travel agents told one of our correspondents that Nigerians were not buying tickets to South Africa except for special reasons. Still from the local scene, Oyoita security beefed up around the head of Civil Service of the Federation's office. Security was on Thursday beefed up around the office of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation barely 12 hours after President Muhammadu Buhari directed the former head of Civil Service of the Federation proceed to an undefined leave. Buhari has on Wednesday asked the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Fayosade Yemiesan, to take over in acting capacity while Oyoita proceeded on the indefinite leave to allow completion of the investigation being carried out by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Our observed that it was beefed up around the office on Thursday by a combined team of policemen, officials of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense and those of the Nigerian Legion. The office located inside the Federal Secretariat Complex Phase 2 of Shehu Shagari Way in the 3-arm zone of the Federal Capital Territory. All members of staff were made to hang their identity cards for easy identification before they were allowed to gain access in the premises. Unlike before, now that the members of staff and visitors always make use of the same gate to access the compound, visitors were on Thursday directed to use Gate 5, while members of staff made use of the other gate. After proper identification and disclosure of purposes of visit, visitors were allowed in and directed to a glass cubicle where they will write the names, telephone numbers, office to be visited, as well as time of arrival before being allowed into the building. At the point of leaving the premises, visitors were also asked to sign out. Coming up next is news from the foreign scene. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I was in Antwerp about 3 years ago, and it was mind-blowing.